The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? This your boy, Sheldon J. Think About It Radio. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for staying strong and lasting long. Can you dig it? Man, I got a great interview lined up for you guys tonight. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Mr. B, the floor is yours, my brother.
How you doing?
Man.
Everybody's doing. My name is Brandon Whitting, and this is I hail from Crockett, Texas, and it's an honor and pleasure to even be a guest on your show, Mr. Sheldon Fortenberry.
Sheldon J in the building. Well, I want to thank you for your time, though, man, and for taking the time for a few minutes, because really the whole goal of this whole thing was to grab people that was from Crockett, Texas, right? Small town that's doing positive things out here, and then it can really send a message to other people down there. No matter where you're from, no matter what your circumstance, you can rise above all that.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of the whole platform, though, man. And now, my question to you is that you are a motivational speaker, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My question is, who motivates those that motivate?
You say who really motivates me?
Yeah. Who motivates those that motivate? Because those people out there, right, like you and I or whatever, and other people that are same ilk, that go motivate, positive, where do you gain your strength from to keep going?
Well, I mean, from different resources. You're seeing you, my brother, I never forget, you becoming Facebook friends, and I see you was from Crockett. So it's good to see you, missing out like this. And, we trying to break these cycles as well. But, once I became your friend, I seen you from the same cloth as I'm cut from, so to speak, coming from the same small town. And I seen you, the positive affirmations that you had. So you were one of my motivations as well. I seen you doing it. And I feel, I just get motivation from different people. You just the authors, the books I read, any person that's striving to be successful and positive, and even something we may even term as negative, I just look at it as a learning experience. So, through prayers, I'm motivated from scripture. So different things, motivate me. It's just not no one particular thing, and I learn from, different things and different people.
Okay.
Things that I do.
Now, right there where your volume was a few minutes ago, I could hear you pretty good. The other one was a little bit muffled, so I wanted to make sure that people hear you clearly. You get your motivation from different sources, not just one place.
Yes, sir. I mean, from different things, different sources, yeah. It's just whatever I encounter, like I say, even some things people label as negative, I'm still motivated by that, not to even go in that direction, Yeah. So, I just learned from different things, like I pointed out, even you, that's I actually reached out. I'm just letting the audience know I reached out to Sheldon to be a friend of mine on Facebook. I sent him a friend request because, that motivated me to see somebody from my hometown, doing these positive things. So,
yes, sir.
I knew I wanted to connect with you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I remember you from way back in the Gap, right? And so like I said, we go way back.
We go back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your journey and where you are right now, because you didn't allow your circumstance to keep you there.
Yes, sir.
You became better and not bitter, and now you're able to reach back and tell young men about the choices in life, good and bad, because you have experience on both levels of it.
Yes, sir. It's ironic that you mentioned this. And like I say, a lot of time, my brother, and I'm speaking to you specifically.
Yes, sir.
Because I like your posts. I was like, man, I really like most of all your posts. And I was like, man, that's how I think. We great minds think alike.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
A lot of times, we try to make a lot of things fashionable, or seem, like it's real and things of this nature, and I'm coming from a background where I come from the streets, and I speak to the youth, especially at risk youth and the importance of education. But I grew up in a background, that stuff was glorified, but it's not what it's all cracked up to be. So I'm trying to steer the youth in a positive direction, especially in my hometown, because that means so much to me. Being able to go back and right my wrongs, so to speak, especially where I grew up at. Because a lot of times we tend to forget where we come from once we start making it. And that's one thing I admire about you. I see the strides that you're making, and just to reach back, and open up this forum, bro. I gotta salute you, man.
Man, I thank you so much.
I can't stress it enough, bro.
Thank you so much. You're making me blush over here, brother.
Hey, man, it's real, man. And hey, man, we don't see that a lot, man. That's why I knew I had to connect with you, bro. So
it's definitely something that's needed, man. It's definitely something that we need out here in the mix. Because see, my goal with this platform, right, is to get people that's doing positive things to bring light to their situation, and then they can have a platform to bring interest to what they're doing. Because it's not all about me. It ain't about Sheldon J. It ain't about my co-host, B Breezy. This is about Think About It Radio, and we're about solutions, right? So we're all about having those conversations and then putting that platform out there to where everybody that wants to participate has something to say. They may not agree with everything, but the conversation is being said. And so that's the key to everything, though, man. That's why I'm reaching out and starting this Crockett Tx initiative. Anywhere else, too. Not just limited to Crockett, but that's important to me right now. And I want to put people on a map that's doing great things because, again, we know Crockett is the oldest county in Texas, also the poorest.
Yes, sir.
So help wanted, the work is there. And us brothers being able to reach back and not forget where we come from, as you said earlier, man, that's valid. And that's important because we all have some level of information to bring to the table that somebody can use.
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%, bro. Like you said, it's not about, it's okay to agree to disagree, but like, even open up these discussions. Like I said, I've been following you, and I see other things, other posts, and I try to keep up with current events and how that's affecting us, whether directly or indirectly. So, there's a lot of things going on in today's society that needs to be addressed. And man, I love to be a part of something like that because, when you say something from a different perspective, it opened up, it opened up a channel for me to think on another level as well, because sometimes we have tunnel vision and, what we've been conditioned to believe and conditioned to think. But, the beauty is being able to come to the table with somebody that hasn't been brought up like us and that thinks differently from a different culture or background, and where we all at least agree to disagree, but we still having this conversation. So, man, that's a beautiful thing, bro.
Well, yeah, man, that's the overall goal, right? Is that we're all going to have our level of what we value as important. We're all going to have that. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has their own way of thinking. But because your way doesn't line up with mine, I can't ignore that and just toss it up under the table as, you know what, that's insignificant.
Right.
I think that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately.
Yeah, that goes back. I have a discussion with some of my friends, and we talk about these these things too. And a lot of times I usually always say that it goes back to the root. I think that we are only adults operating our childhood experiences, and a lot of our needs wasn't met when we was children and different things. So we only doing what we've been conditioned to, believe or think, and when we don't think outside of the box, I think you had that too as well.
Yes.
I think that was a slogan of yours or something, right?
Yeah, that's on my
Thinking outside the
wallpaper.
box.
Yeah, think outside the
Right.
box.
Right. I like that. Once we don't think outside the box, man, that's it's dangerous too. It's dangerous too, man. That's a whole nother conversation. But
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
real dangerous.
We definitely gonna do some things, man. And also some other things I had in my mind is that, like, for Crockett, especially for Prince Hall, what I want to do is take some of the money I'm getting from some T-shirt sales I'm about to start doing and things, and start putting some more park equipment over there. And then I'll start with Prince Hall, and then move on to David Crockett Park, and just so forth and so on.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm with you, my brother, because that's the neighborhood I grew up in, and like I say, once I got in trouble when I was young, and I ended up getting out that situation. When I came home, it was just mixed feelings when I went back to my hometown and see my neighborhood, because now I'm in the knowing, and I see that all this potential over here, but just like I was when I didn't know, I just fell into these traps, and these traps are set. But now I want to go help, and man, like again, bro, I admire you, and like I say, it's just appreciation, because I see it's a lot of people that's not, they have the knowledge too, and a lot of people, they don't want to do that. So we either become a part of the problem or part of the solution, basically.
Exactly.
So,
you're definitely on point there, man. A lot of people, though, man, they don't want to get their hands dirty because they're really concerned about what other people think of them.
Right.
And they're concerned about, well, if I start making a difference, well, then maybe people start pointing out my insecurities, start pointing out things that I may not be doing right. So a lot of times, man, people kind of stand on the sideline, even though they know something needs to be done. They're really concerned about their own image to even get out there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And, man, it's man, I don't know what to say, because it's something that's bringing up these topics. Like I said, I always have different discussions with my friends, man. And, he was saying that one time to me. He was like, when you do motivational speaking or any thing that you're bringing, this light that's being brought to you, just like what you're doing, is my brother as well. People tend to try to scrutinize, even though you're trying to do right. People the microscope is on you, So he said, stuff come with that, and these just good conversations to have, because a lot of times people don't prepare us, my brother, for these different things. And like you see a lot of athletes who get into the NBA, they might be from the hood, they used to this, and they still have that lifestyle. A lot of times they're not prepared how to deal with money.
Exactly.
I know another thing you talk about is, about credit.
Sir.
I mean, you kind of had that conversation as well. And so a lot of us coming from backgrounds where we don't, we have never dealt with credit. We never have dealt with large sums of money. We're coming from poor background, it's a lot of stuff we don't know, and we don't have these examples, stuff around us, and then, we end up making a lot of bad decisions and choices. But,
You know what I tell people a lot of times we see young people, right? And we assume that they know better.
Right.
We don't really go up to ask them, what don't you know? Because I'm treating you and responding to you as if you know better than to dress like that. You know better than to act like that. You may not.
Right.
And so then we judge them based upon